Hey sports fans, it is Wednesday, April 24th. The time right now is 6:20 p.m. and it's about 9 degrees Celsius, and just behind me here is a former cathedral, well I guess it still is, to professional hockey. That is Maple Leaf Gardens, or at least the bones of Maple Leaf Gardens. Let me flip the camera around. And this is Wood Street. And in about 40 minutes, the Maple Leafs will be engaging in Game 3 of the Round 1 playoff series versus the Boston Bruins. That takes place down at Scotiabank Arena. So for this one, I'll be walking from the former home of the Maple Leafs, Maple Leaf Gardens, down to Scotiabank Arena, and we'll see some of the pregame action. This here is Church Street. And the Gardens here was built in 1931. And it's the former home of the most popular sports team here in the city, the Maple Leafs. And they played there until 1999, and they moved over to what was then the Air Canada Centre. And it's currently home of the hockey team formerly known as the Ryerson Rams. Ryerson changed its name to Toronto Metropolitan University, and quite idiotically, they renamed their sports team to the Bold. I don't think that's the name that's ever going to sound right. But this part of the arena is now a supermarket. There's also some retail just above that supermarket. This is Church and Carlton Street. So this area would have been a beehive of pregame activity back when the Leafs used to play here. The hockey rink itself has been moved up, almost up into the ceiling. And the arena now currently seats a little under 4,000 people. It's also home to the Toronto PWHL team. That's a women's professional hockey league team. There's people entering the arena. It goes by the name Mattamy Athletic Center. I'll cross to the south side of Carlton here, and we'll get another look at the arena before I take off for the Scotiabank Arena. I think it's the fourth biggest arena in the city. Scotiabank Arena, of course, being the largest. There's also the Coca-Cola Coliseum, which is easily the second best spot to see professional hockey in the city. It's where the Toronto Marlies play. I think that arena holds around 8,000 people. And the old Varsity Arena, where University of Toronto plays, holds a little over 4,000 people. And quite famously, the Maple Leafs are suffering the longest drought in professional hockey at 55 years since their last championship. That was in 1967. I was born in 1980. And for much of my lifetime, they've barely made it out of the first round of the playoffs. Although there was one playoff series where they fell to the Kings that many people to this day fault referee Kerry Fraser for. Feel free to fact check me on my hockey info. And this is brutal. I'm walking directly into the sun here. Maybe I'll keep the camera angled over that way. But the Leafs and the Bruins are currently tied at 1 in their series. And this is their first home game in the playoffs. They played the first 2 on the road. And I think it's a 2-2-1-1-1 format. So the first 2 games are in Boston, then 2 in Toronto, then game 5 will be in Boston. Then if there's a game 6, it'll be in Toronto, and then back to Boston for game 7. All right, let's get out of the direct line of the sun. This is south on Yonge Street. And there should be a large crowd gathered outside the arena in an area known as Maple Leaf Square watching the game. I imagine that area is already packed right now.
Believe it. You don't find a picture of the front of that house, I'll remember it. Down.
And since 2004, the Leafs have only won 1 playoff series, and that was last year. And they were promptly bounced 4-1 by the Florida Panthers. So hopefully there's a little better luck this year. In my lifetime, I've seen the Blue Jays win twice, and the Raptors, who didn't exist until the 90s, have won. The Argos have won a bunch of times, the Canadian Football League team, and even the Toronto FC have won. So I guess you could say the Leafs are our lovable losers. Just looking up the record, they finished at, it looks like 46, 26, and 10. And the Bruins finished at a very similar record. I think the Bruins were just 1 spot ahead of them in the playoffs, or rather in the standings. Yeah, it should take about 20 minutes from here to get down to Scotiabank Arena. So I'll head down Bay Street and we'll walk through the north end of the arena.
He never crossed the line. Yeah.
There's some classic Toronto driving. They just planted a cop at every intersection. They'd be feasting on all the money from those tickets. Dumbasses who enter intersections before they can clear them. There's where I had my lunch today. I had a 2 hot dog and a drink combo from IKEA. It was like $3.65, I think. Normally when I come down this way, I avoid walking through the scaffolding. I tend to walk just outside of it, or on the other side of Yonge Street. I imagine the closer I get to the arena, the more blue we'll see.
Stop, how did you see that? I know exactly. It's just average.
And in their history, the Leafs have only won 13 Stanley Cups, with again the last one being in 1967. And just in on the left here is the TMU Student Learning Center. That's the school who operates the arena in the former Maple Leaf Gardens. Now the Mattamy Athletic Center. Fabulous driving.
Did it get there?
That's me. Oh, well.
My bad for interrupting.
All right. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Cheers. Friendly viewer. Let's run away from the Spice Girls. It's possible I'll get hit with a copyright strike around the arena anyways. They're usually blasting music pregame.
Trying to get to us?
I was here earlier today at Dundas Square. I finished up a live stream just south of here at the square. I think I'm suffering a shoelace malfunction. Just set the camera down for a sec and fix that. There we go. Mission accomplished. I saw this polar bear earlier today in this spot. Polly the polar bear is made entirely from plastic waste that was otherwise destined for landfill, which was gathered from local organizations, the Toronto Zoo site, and zoo staff. And that symbolizes the fact that a lot of polar bears have been found with plastic on their insides. This is Dundas Square. Here's the Eaton Center. I guess what I should do is keep heading south to Front Street, as that'll take us past the Hockey Hall of Fame. So far, there's been virtually no playoff atmosphere detected. If I were walking to a Blue Jay game, I bet we would have seen a number of Blue Jays jerseys by now. And of course, the baseball stadium is much bigger than an arena. And a lot of the Leafs crowd tends to be from the corporate world. Like the financial district right here. I remember going to a few games in the company seats. And sadly, the atmosphere in the lower bowl kind of sucks at the Scotiabank Arena, to be honest, relative to other sports venues. It's kind of a quiet, half-interested crowd. It certainly picks up and gets livelier in the playoffs. But I think the average person in Toronto can either afford or even be able to get their hands on reasonably priced tickets. It's a very in-demand sports team. There's a channel I sometimes watch called Depressed Ginger, who speculated that of all the cities in the NHL, Toronto ought to have a second team. And I would agree with that. I think an affordable, accessible NHL option wouldn't be that very long. I think it would be quite popular. But the Leafs' territory rights would shoot that down. There's multiple baseball teams in Chicago and New York. Multiple football and hockey teams and basketball teams in the New York, New Jersey area. Ditto for LA. The Leafs are to Toronto, kind of what the Yankees are to New York City. But there's no way MLSE would let there be a second team here unless they had a significant piece of that pie, in which case they'd effectively own two teams, which would be against the league rules. So that's just a pipe dream. There might also be scheduling issues since the arena currently handles both the NBA and NHL, and it has a very busy concert lineup as well. So this is Queen Street coming up. And it looks like they've reconfigured the intersection a bit. That stretch of Queen Street is closed due to Ontario Line construction. I'll be walking past a large bar called Craft, which I bet is full of people awaiting the hockey game. It's just 19 minutes away. Hey, there's the Leafs jersey. There's someone on inline skates wisely wearing wrist protectors.
Yeah. I just don't know if they let you bring it.
And this is Adelaide Street. Those vehicles are being squished into one lane. They're currently prepping the streetcar tracks on Adelaide to go back into service. The Queen Street cars to be diverted and run along Adelaide, I think between York and Church. And here's Crafts. $12 for 1 pound of wings every Wednesday. Can't get much of a look in. Looks like they're replaying the Blue Jays game on some of those screens. Too much glare. There's the 97C bus. This is King Street. And this way will lead you in towards the heart of the financial district. I just noticed that Starbucks is reopened after being closed for several weeks.
Whereas we're like, greater area. Oh, that's good.
Where are you going? Just blocking the crossing? Combo specials, but no mention of what they are. This is Wellington Street, so we're a block away from Front Street now. And the Hockey Hall of Fame is just a block south of here. There's a 501 Queen streetcar using the Wellington streetcar tracks. So you could turn left at Front Street and head through the St. Lawrence neighborhood. That'll take you past the Flatiron Building and over to the St. Lawrence Market. But we're making a right here. We'll see how busy it is at the admission gates at the arena. Well, it looks like there's not much to see at a Hockey Hall of Fame. There's scaffolding up. It's an old bank building that goes back to 1886. It's connected to the path. And you could take the subway here without having to step foot outside. Hockey Hall of Fame used to be located over at Exhibition Place. And the third CIBC Square Tower is rising above the Dominion Public Building. So this is Bay Street. I'll be making a left. I could go through Union Station to Scotiabank Arena, but we'll take the outside route. If I were going to a playoff game, I would have been at my seat well before now. Some more geniuses.
Get your shirts, 1 for 30, 10 for 50. 1 for 30, 10 for 50.
One more shot. Then that means it was a street car.
Yeah, but we're not supposed to be on.
And the entrance is just down here to the right. There's a scalper. Could go indoors or outdoors. Let's go indoors. I imagine Maple Leaf Square will be absolutely rammed by now. And here's the arena. Bergeron jersey. It's a bold choice for tonight. You could walk around the arena that way. I have no idea how scalping works in this day and age of digital tickets. Someone just yelled my name out, but I couldn't see them. You can head up these escalators and head to the bus terminal. Conveniently, I think this is the best located sports facility in North America, directly attached to Canada's busiest transportation hub.
Rock and roll.
A lot of people funneling in.
Yeah, I downloaded it.
There's a bag check. And this is Maple Leaf Square. So I'll see if I can get a bird's eye view of this. During Raptors playoff games, this area transforms into what's called Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I would have taken us indoors.
So the street here is Raptors Way.
Yeah.
They've got this second area here closed off. Let's see if we can sneak a view through here.
All right, that was your sound check.
Not really.
We need you guys to be as loud as possible tonight. Monday night, we clocked you guys in at 115 decibels on the noise meter. Please bring out the noise meter team. Here's the deal. I need you guys to beat 150 decibels. Some of you guys have already started. So, cameraman logging on this right now. I need you guys to beat 150 decibels and a very special prize for you if you do. I'm going to pick the loudest person in the crowd, and I've got a special gift. Hold up. I got a special stylized pair of Adidas to give away. Born in Scarborough, Herschel raises all these.
It's not quite as busy as I thought it might be. I'm gonna go see if I can get a bird's eye view of this area. I guess I somehow entered an area I'm not supposed to be in. Exit, no re-entry. There's the Sky Dome down there. Mounted police. Never know when there's going to be a bad call. All right, so I'm going to head in through here up to the second floor. There's a really big sports bar in here called Real Sports. And there'd be no chance of getting a table there tonight, I bet. Let's see, what time is it? It is 7:01. I'd imagine they're probably playing the anthems about now. That's the sports bar right there on the right. Imagine those people are showing up for 7 o'clock rezos. There's an absolutely massive TV screen in there. Right, here comes the bird's eye view of Maple Leaf Square. I think they're taking the ice. So this area I'm walking in is part of the path network. This is an above ground portion. And normally you'd have a good view of Maple Leaf Square from this vantage point, but it's blocked by the stage area. There you can see the second area. And this will lead us back down to the indoor entrance area.
Go under
right, I think it is time to wrap this one up. The anthems are playing, the game's about to start. I'm gonna pick up some dinner, go home, and watch the Blue Jays play the Kansas City Royals. I'll peek at my phone from time to time and see how this one is going. Or maybe I'll just watch the Leafs battle the Bruins. Anywho, let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support the channel, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. Anywho, thank you for watching. Go Leafs, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink.